I would like now to present Dr. Kelechi Ahanonu Ajumole from Human Voice o.p.s, Biafra, West Africa. And Dr. Kelechi will speak about how did racism start and how could we cope with it? Dr. Kelechi?
Thank you so much for the introduction, and it's a great honor to see all of you one more time. This is our second conference. And please relax. Maybe I'm going to start this with a movie, a short movie, or it will be at the end of the movie. The topic is a little bit very uncomfortable when we talk about race and racism, but it's the reality, is what is obtainable today. And we're going to find out scientifically if actually there was anything like race. If there was nothing like race scientifically, when was it invented? And who invented it? And for what purpose? I'm going to share my screen and we will discuss that right away. Okay. Everyone can see my screen, hopefully. Good. This is not necessary. All of you know who I am. So what is race and where did the idea of being white or black person come from? Since science has already clearly showed everybody that we are made of the same particles, and our DNA is the same. We have more like differences within races that we have in different races, if you know what I'm trying to say. All of us are genetically the same, and all of us originally come from Africa, and some of us migrated out of Africa into colder and darker places. And in that process, thousands of years, they begin to lose their melanin. Melanin is what makes you black, or lack of melanin makes you white. I think all of us know this. And then if we take a very good look at yourself right now, look at your hand, you will see that if you are a so-called black person, you don't see anything called black, you see brown. And if you're a so-called white person, you also see brown, but light one, the light brown. So originally, all of us came from Africa, like I said. West Africans had this greater content of melanin. And as it goes, we have the East Asians and then the Northern Europeans. They're also our brothers and sisters, but a lighter skin. So the question now is, when did racism start? I had to do a little inquiry, and I went to the University of Boston to talk to Dr. Ibrahim Kendi. And Dr. Ibrahim is a professor and an activist, and actually he was nominated as one of the most prominent or important people by Time magazine for 2020. And in his research, he was able to put a name on this guy who invented racism. And he called him Gomes de Surari. He's the chief chronicle of Portugal, who wrote a book in 1450 in which he did something that no one had ever done before. They needed a reason to go into Africa to kidnap people, and they wanted to justify this. So he was given the permission to write this book or to give justification for slavery. And he wrote a book, and in his book, he put together all the people of Africa, a very diverse and highly advanced people, and he put them into a group of inferior, beastly, pagan, uneducated, that needed to be civilized. And everyone knows, and I think he was also very sure of what sure that when he was writing down that it was a lie, because all pre-colonial time, some of the most sophisticated cultures in the world were found in Africa and are still in Africa. So why would this writer make this claim? I explained to you earlier, although the intention was to stratify the Portuguese empire and also to satisfy the religious conscience. Maybe they were feeling bad. Why are we going to Africa to kidnap people and take them into slavery? So they had to create a fiction and write, like, you know, these people needed our help. And if we go back to pre-colonial time in Africa, as you can see the screen here, Africa has built. I don't want to exaggerate. Most of the philosophical, scientific, architectural inventions originally came from Africa. The screen I'm sharing with you is Benin Wall. It was found in Benin, which is in Biafra, Igodomigro. And there it's longer than the Chinese Wall and even stronger for defense. There are many others. We all know about the pyramids. If you go to some parts of North Africa, you will see the Pyramid of Giza and the pharaohs that built them. And research done on their skin and their hair proved that we are Black people. So why would governments go so far as putting all the whole people of African descent into uncivilized? So from that level, he was able to create whiteness out of Blackness. And the whole thing started going on. People started to believe like there are some superiority or inferiority race, which is purely unscientific. And we have explained that he went there to get free labor and to support his fiction, and also to steal diamonds and gold for the colonial masters. But today, we can also see more inventions coming out of Africa. When I tell my students about Philip Emeagwali, like he's the man who started the internet and supercomputers, they immediately go online to check it because they don't really believe it's possible that these things can come out of Biafra. Cyber optics, touchtone telephone, just to name a few. And what is the solution? I've talked about the origin of race. How did this, we know how it came about, but how are we going to get over it? How are we going to solve or cope with racism? Then it's going to give us, I want us to have a simple analysis that there's nothing wrong and there's nothing really good. It's all about perspective. And there is either oneness or separateness. But we are the same. There's one thing that quantum physics has made us to understand. I'm sure Professor Ephraim can attest to that the observer and the observed are one and the same according to the laws of nature. Actually, it is the observer of the experiment that may determine the outcome of the experiment. So everything is inside the mind and our perceived consciousness. You may be wondering, how is it related to race? It is, because we have seen that genetically we are the same. Even the color is not true that somebody is black or white, because you can look at your skin and still prove to yourself that it's nothing like black or white scientifically. But to create a harmonious society, we need to understand the disharmony in the society and then tolerate and even cherish the differences. And environment determines everything. That's why in Ivory, we are developing a good environment where everybody with different opinions, worldview can come together and we can share from our differences. We can develop and even get better and tolerate one another. This is the wisdom from our ancestors. When I say ancestors, I mean all of us, black, so-called white, so-called Asians. We have one common ancestor, which is the scientific Adam. And with the wisdom of connection, we can learn this through integral education, that the whole world is one, and actually there shouldn't be black or white or yellow or any other name you can give it. And when we look at the news today, we will see that there's a huge division among people calling themselves different names and nationalities. And it's like a ticking bomb. If we do not do something about it, we may get into violence. And like history has shown us, when people start to separate things based on colors and nationality, it could lead into concentration camps and killing of innocent people just because of a fiction that someone is different or somebody is more intelligent or less intelligent than another. I don't know how much time I have, but I'm going to quote one of my best astrophysicists. He said, one of the biggest problems with the world today is that we have large groups of people who will accept whatever they hear on the grapevine just because it suits their worldview, not because it's actually true or because they have evidence to support it. The really striking things is that it will not take much effort to establish validity in most of these cases, but people prefer reassurance to research. Reassurance that, for example, some men really think that they are more than women. Well, every science and everything has been proven that men, if there should be anyone bigger or more intelligent, is not the man scientifically, it should be the woman, because women have bigger brain connections. But when people do not want to do a little bit of research, they fall back to this old beliefs that somebody is better or less than another. So my solution, or the solution we're offering, is an integral society where everybody will come together and learn how to tolerate and share with one another. I'm not going to quote Einstein because of time. I have a video I want to share with you created by Ivory. That will be very interesting to share with you. So together, we will make it. Thank you for your attention, but don't run away yet. I have to share a video with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me now as I'm going to find the video.
Thank you, Dr. Kelechi. We do have a question. Why do we not feel that we are slaves to our desires? Why do we not feel that we are slaves to our desires?
The question is very, very difficult. I must be honest. I do not have the answer for that right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to pose a question? Oh. Okay, we have about 4 more minutes, Dr. Kelechi.
Yes, I want to give you a final conclusion with a short video clip. Just give me a second to find it. I'm not very good at using computers.
No problem. Thank you. Is there another question?
Может быть.
Да, вопрос, почему мы должны быть, что значит быть единым?
What does it mean to be
Значит быть одним.
like one entity?
Ладно, не ясно.
I don't quite understand that.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
What does it mean
значит быть
to be
единым?
one unity, in unity?
What does it mean to be free in one unity?
That's a very good question. There is a sense of joy that comes from having a deeper understanding of who you are. And you have this power to do what you want to do, regardless of whatever people may have a conception or judgment about you. So freedom will be to fully live life to the fullest. And how can you live life to the fullest if you're always looking at who hates you and who loves you and who is black and who is white? You will be put in a box of complexes and unhappiness. So in my opinion, one needs to really connect with other people, find out that you fear, those things that you fear, maybe one of the great things in nature, like differences make you happier, in my opinion. Things are supposed to be not only in black and white, but the unity and tolerance of every human being on the planet, including animals and even the weather. With that, you can be able to operate on a consciousness of abundance and peace. That's where I understand unity. It means everything comes and everything is good. Black, white, and whatever. Even cultures and languages shouldn't be a problem for us. I'm not able to find this video. Unfortunately, it was done beautifully by Jasmine, but my system doesn't want to show it. I will share it on YouTube and our website, and you can have a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kelechi. If you do find it later, we should have time for that. We do have a video, one more video that we'd like to share with you. It was the one that Dr. Kelechi wanted to show earlier. And we will go to that right now. Thank you.
has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. National barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness.
Thank you so
you
much,
so
Janet, for sharing this for me. And that's all. Back to you, moderator. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kelechi.